Oh, okay, I see. On the other one, I'm sorry, on the YouTube, people could not hear me on the YouTube one. Yep. Because okay, guys, right now if you go to the general, you will see me. I'm going live, and also I'm going live on YouTube. I mistakenly hit my microphone. Thank you, Jonah. And you see, that's a friend. Got my number. He called. Correct, guy. And so this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. If you're watching me on Facebook, please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. But I know I see my microphone moving now. I think I mistakenly hit the microphone button, but I think it's on now. So good. Thank you very much. So this message I'm giving now, Unity Party are stuck. They took the chairman to court, but they're saying, oh, we'll settle, we'll bring it back in-house. They're not hearing Costa talk about it. Everything is here. But you know, when they give you information, they say don't expose it. You don't know what might happen next. Now, if you humbly believe that Mr. Musa Bility author or that document or did something, let us show the one they have. You sign it. Why go to court? Why go to court? Because Mr. Bility is saying that I am not prepared to come out to support any political parties. Let the candidates decide when they get there. Let the delegates decide. And he was right. But because he said he can't support a candidate, they say, oh, the man supporting Mr. Cummings. I wish he supported Mr. Cummings. Why are we doing this to Liberian people? Now, they came over another strategy that they want to put a special group together that would decide on the delegates. That means Steve Zago, Yombly, all the senators, the representatives, and Darrell Zeta, whosoever, and their own people will select the delegates to go to the convention. You know what I'm saying? Why? This is corruption. Ure started his already. Then why are we collaborating? Just that we stuck. Why, you know, sometimes people get pissed off. ANC should not have gotten in there. Mr. Cummings should not, but Mr. Cummings is telling you that my people, if the Liberian people don't want me, I will live with it. I will live with it if they don't want me. This is not about me. For me to sit by myself and say, okay, it's not about me. And I personally, people go, why are you doing this money? I will live with it. I don't want Jack. I will live with it. If Mr. Cummings is not, I will live with it. I'm telling you today. If Mr. Cummings was greeted, he would not join the ANC. He will stay by himself, and people will come around. But not because he trying to merge with them. Then why you join the CPP? You join a political party. You join to collaborate. We just put a framework. You came out straight and said, oh, me, I'm supporting this mail. Backstabbing another candidate. The candidate should be the last to come out to support each other until you get there. Then you make that decision. But when you coming out, I never had the opportunity to even speak to the delegates. You say, oh, Liberty Party going to support Mr. Bwakao. Liberty Party and ALP going to support Mr. Ure. Then where is the collaboration? You're sending people all over the same old nonsense. Now we're sending people outside to go beg foreigners to bring money. They went to MTM in South Africa. You know, and Mr. Bwaka will be the next president. So when you give us this and this, it will expand the business. And I will tell you plain blank, I don't trust Ure. And the information the person gave, Ure is in connection with this government, CPP government, and the CDC government. And you will be surprised that when George Weah wins, that's what will happen. I'm not supporting George Weah. I'm not telling you that but this is what their plans are. They have gathered every information. That's why, let me tell you this story. When, you know, that Sparta story, they said they were carrying Sparta to put in the fire. Sparta started laughing. They said, what going on? Sparta said, You're real crazy for true. I thought you were going to put me in the water, say fire. That one would just pass there. They said, but the guy left fire can't kill. They went throwing the water. That's what CDC is playing. CDC is the government. CDC has every document on the former vice president. How much he made, $24 million in 12 years. We all know that. All the different projects. Now you say, I will come back to that topic. You know why I level Liberian people? We shouldn't say the bad thing about ourselves. Oh yeah. Not because we're running. I shouldn't say that there's some bad people in CPP. I should tell you that CPP got the good. Hell no. Unity Party is the same people who damaged Liberia that you people crying for today. Unity Party is not the members, the officials. They are the same officials today who are advocating, who are speaking and saying all kinds of nonsense, but when Ellen was in power, they could not say it. These are the same people telling you now that the best option is Mr. Bwaka because they have their unfinished projects. Yeah, that's my time. You don't have monopoly over leadership in Liberia. When you know the history of Liberia, no political party that was defeated ever came back in power. UP will not head the Unity Party. I'm telling you today, I have seen it and I will see it. If Mr. Bwaka is the standard bearer, he will be defeated. That's my fear. I'm telling you today, I will not hide it. It will give the CDC government enough ammunition. Lot of a lot of ordinary people in Liberia who do not want to see Unity Party coming back to power. It will not be the CPP. Listen to me today. There is no agenda for CPP. When Ure is the chairman, Ure's agenda plus little bit agenda will be added. If Mr. Cummings is the chairman and Senate bearer and he wins, that the ANC agenda, and there will be little bit framework to say, okay, let's add this because we collaborated. But UP, it will be a UP-led government because you collaborating. They are not together. Everybody runs separately. They make their own decision. George Weah government will steal the election. We will go to court and we will not win that case because it will not be 62% again. It will be around 51%. And how can you make a case? Because it's just like you myself will play football. I beat you. When we're going back again for return leg, I got more advantage over you than you beating me. And at the same time, Mr. Kiase and the women pay, I sat with it, I listened to them. I was sitting right here, I was invited to support the team. And they pray to God every day. If Mr. Cummings is the standard bearer, trust me, their campaign will be nothing. Mr. Dr. Kiase just want to show himself. There is nothing they can campaign on Mr. Cummings. What are you going to say, Mr. Cummings, that gay, lie people? Mr. Cummings shot. Oh, Mr. Cummings, that Congo man, that all you going to tell Liberian people? Look, he's the one and only consistent politician in our lifetime. This is the man who is saying that my first cut in government to get money is to cut every salary. And he will donate his salary, guess what, to who? Anti-Corruption Commission. Do you know what I mean? That he will fight corruption to the teeth. Senator, because he's a financial man. Senators will not brag and tell you how much they won. When we don't have it, we don't have it. Mr. Cummings will not put in the budget for his wife to take 150, 1.5. Mr. Cummings will not put in the budget that he need money for presidential project. No. He will not do it. But we sit here, we still want to do the same old thing. We still want to do the same old thing. Okay, let me just give the benefit of the doubt to sedition. CDC Your only option of winning election in Liberia is to cheat. And I just give it to you. And that particular cheating, it will be a very hard thing for them to win you. But if you look around, when you look around, the largest number ever in the history that CDC ever voted was 2020, and they got 35%. Every sedition voted. They wonder who that sedition. They wonder who sedition. They wonder who voted with fake card. They voted your came out only 35% in Mossorado County. Mossorado County get right now almost 40% of the vote. You understand? And you were defeated. You don't have the numbers. People are leaving you. People left you already. The disenchanted seditions are gone. The only thing that will make them to go back to you, it is your strategy. The disenchanted sedition will go back to CDC if UP going against CDC. If Mr. Cummings is going, the disenchanted seditions and others will vote for Mr. Cummings. You do know why people rob by Mr. Cummings? You know that song that boy made are true. If nobody talk about it, if they don't talk about you, you know about it. Why people talk about Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, but they say they don't know Mr. Cummings. But every words that come from out of their mouth is Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is the honest, the most scrutinized candidate in Liberia. Everybody asking the same question. Coca-Cola, what Mr. Cummings? Mr. Cummings. And who's saying it? It's not the ordinary man. They go on Facebook every day. They go on the news. Noah Zawu Gibson get a whole show on radio. Yes, that politics. They continue to fool our people. But what they don't understand are Liberians are not stupid people. You can fool a man one time. You can fool a man all of the time. The first fool that fool, not second fool. Not second fool. We will make sure Mr. Cummings will be the next he will be the state bearer and the next president of Liberia. I am not even in a doubt. And right now I'm around 90% that Mr. Barker will not even reach, he will give up. I'm 90% sure that even Joshua might not even run. So you guys sit there, do not. And guess what? There are a lot of surprises. Mr. Cummings, he's not a divider. He unites people. He brings people together. He go across the aisle. He just proved it again to bring Alva Toba in. Alva Toba was not an ANC man, and he brought him in. The competence. You know what I'm saying? And he brought him in. And so I'm going to bring in Embre that will elaborate on some stuff. So guys, Mr. Cummings will be. You can also follow me on the YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube live, and you can follow me on YouTube. Go to TGN TV, or you can go in the general page. You will see what's going on right now. So that is my fear. The Liberty Party trying to play a dirty games that they might not even win. Yeah. What's up, Embre? How you, Doc? So what you doing? Hello, you can hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay, I think something wrong with his. Okay. Okay, somebody just asked a question. How many Liberians did Mr. Cummings employ? You are one of the senior Liberians who don't know what to ask. You are one of the senior Liberians. Mr. Cummings do not own Nigeria, own Coca-Cola. There are other Liberians, and he told you over and over, there are Liberians who apply to Coca-Cola like himself, and they went there on their own merit, on their hard work. They're not a man farm, neither a power farm. How many people did Ellen Johnson employ before you made her president? How many people George Weah employed before you make him president? What did George Weah did before you make him president? By playing football, something that entertain us, that never put food on the table, only make me to smile and go home and hungry. Why will you ask a question that make no sense, and you are an educated man? You are an educated man. You went to school, but you asking a dummy question, a very, very dumb question. Yeah. Some people say Mr. Cummings never went in a refugee camp. Why should Mr. Cummings go in a refugee camp? To look for you. I was in a refugee camp. Then I had responsibility. My family looked for me. He looked for his family. Don't you know? People think that Mr. Cummings fell from the sky. He don't have no family in Liberia. Don't you know that Mr. Cummings was always in Liberia all the time? My brother, stop wasting your time. Yep. Well, I'm wasting my time, and I'm wasting your time, because you will remain on the page here and listen to me. And when you go home, it will resonate in your brain. That's the good thing about my own thing. So, tell me, he don't own it. He don't own Coca-Cola. He worked there like anybody. But you only know about Coca-Cola. What about Pillsbury? Pillsbury Food Company. You don't know about that one too? Did Mr. Bwaka employ anybody before he decided to run for president or vice president? What Mr. Bwaka did before Ellen brought him in? You ask yourself that question? If you want to say, oh, you really have business, and do you know which type of business Mr. Cummings got in Liberia? You don't know, because he's not the people who go around and talk. He talk everything, not because some of us talking. That means Mr. Cummings just talk because he feel like talking. Yeah, my man, we are man. I told you already you want we are not Cummings. How the hell you expect to want Mr. Cummings when you know you are we are man? Did I ever ask you to be? I'm not here to convince we are people, you know that, The real we are people who sort of convinced, they've been convinced long time. We got Ava. They say you hold rope, hold bush. All the disenchanted sedition that know Ava, they following Ava. You getting it? So that's the good thing about it. Okay, I hope you can come out this time, my man. Cheers to my CDC brothers. Yes, my brother. What's up? Yeah, I can hear you, Embre. Go ahead. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm on my iPad. So, guys, if you come in here, you got to come like this. Yeah. Yeah, tell me something while I know, Emery. Tell me something. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
From there, people tend to focus. There was Cummings before Coca-Cola, before he went to Coca-Cola. But because was like everyone of us was going in Liberia. He went to some of the same schools we all went to, going to the same hospital we all were going. So let us look at the his Liberian side, and then we talk about it. If you look at CWA, when you look at them, we have to be realistic. To be school president or class president in Liberia, let's say before the war, wasn't something easy to do. You went to high school in Liberia to be a school president or a class president in our country. Was it something just easier to do? So the act of leadership with Alexander B. Cummings did not just start with Coca-Cola. You know, it started from his childhood days and his days in high school. So let us focus on some of those things to give people a retrospection of Cummings. With respect to Liberia, okay, we see our people. The reason why our people still suffer is the way we think, the way we behave, the way we act. That's the reason why we keep suffering. We keep suffering because of those decisions we make. We keep suffering because we're not critical thinkers. We keep suffering because we think this is about tribalism. We keep suffering because we think this is about sectionalism. We think this is about tribalism. We think that it's about nepotism. You know, and when you go back, right, to our history, if you look at our history, we have always gotten it wrong. But then when we have the opportunity, right, to make things right, we still come back with the same old thought process. And that's one of the reasons why we are suffering. We are not suffering because leaders are imposing themselves on us. We are suffering because we don't want to be critical. We don't want to be analytical in our thought process. We are suffering because we are lazy. We are suffering because we don't want competition. We think in our setting, we think in the Liberian way, competition is bad for Liberia. And that's the reason, because we think in any society or any economy or anywhere in the world where you have competition, right, being elevated, you're going to have the best. And when you have the best, you're going to increase in productivity in so many areas. Productivity in the human capital, human resource capital. You're going to increase productivity in your goods and services because you have competition. For any country, for anywhere, especially a country that is pushing towards, development, a country that wants to be resuscitated, resuscitated, a country that wants that revival, a country that wants that transformation. You know, a lot of things that I said and say we blame ourselves because just the way some people write, the way some people think. I'm not saying two people have to think the same, but if you come up and then you don't even put your thought process into your whole life, because you see, picking the president of our country, it should be a thought process that should be close to our hearts, that we have to dig a lot deeper, that we have to go into and research people, that we have to check the character, the integrity, the hard work, the honesty of people. We have to do those things. And I see one other fellow, he said, first of all, I would say, Tama Ralph Brown, an individual who said he's in a prestigious school, Penn State and so. No, you can go to Harvard, you can go to Princeton, you can go to, if you don't have that foundation, right, you miss that foundation, no matter where you go, there's nothing you can be. It's useless. So we have a group of people from Liberia that want to go to certain schools and think that it's school. The names of those schools, going to rebrand them, going to make them. No, it's made. If you don't have it, you don't have it. No matter what school you go to. He writes that Cummings doesn't have the public sector experience, never worked in the public sector. I looked at him, I said, Cummings came to America like we all came to America. Cummings started from the bottom like we all started from the bottom. There was a time in Cummings' life that he had to borrow to buy a car, that he had to borrow from his parents or his family to buy a car. There came a time in America where Cummings even lived in a one-bedroom apartment. So nothing in Cummings' life is magical. Nothing. It's something that hard work, ethics, morals, playing by the rules, following the rules. So you come and say, you know how tough it is in America. You talk about going to those schools. Cummings did not go to any prestigious school in America. He went to Clark University. He didn't go to Harvard. Okay? So the concept that you think that Harvard or Princeton are so going to make a person, no, that's not it. You have to have hard work in you. You have to have ethics and morals in you. So when people make these arguments, they are lazy, they are weak, and that's the reason why when they are failing and their arguments, cannot resonate with people, what do? They go back to the same drawing board and say, oh, he's gay. Stupid, comments. He's gay. Oh, he hasn't worked in the public sector and so. But this is it. If you look at his lifetime experience, if you sum everything together, he has lots of experience dealing, especially when it comes to, when you look at AIDS in East Africa and so. When you look at companies with Coca-Cola over there, corporate social responsibility, he championed it. He was the one to help. Most of those countries in East Africa and South Africa and so help with that program. Okay, when AIDS was decimating our population in East Africa and so in South Africa, Cummins was there spearheading those different projects to make sure that they have of medication and to make sure that they were able to serve the public. Okay, and then when you don't understand public policy, there's no way you can execute correct social, corporate responsibility. There's no way you can do it. Okay, there's no way you can do it. So when people put up that argument, I sit and listen and I say, you know what? No wonder why some of them come to America. They go to all those different schools and then they think that the school's going to make them, but they cannot find good jobs. That's the reason. Because they are lazy, because they don't have ethics, they don't have hard work, they don't have morals, and so they are short on those things, on innovation, and that's why you see them. They just keep pushing on, thinking that the school gonna make you. No, most cases is how you are able to apply yourself to any discipline, any profession. How you are able to stay and play by the rules. How much work you can put into anything will refine you and make you a better person. So let us not be fooled. And we sit and think that if you support somebody because he's from your county or because he's from your tribe, that is going to help Liberia. It will never help Liberia. Trust me. You see Grand Jida today over there, right? Joe came from over there. But then what much development do you see in Grand Jida? That's not what's going to develop a country. You develop a country by starting from the lower percentile, the ordinary people. You uplift the ordinary people. That's how you develop the country. You have to touch each and every one in the economy where you provide opportunities for people. And what we see incoming, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to provide opportunities for people. He's going to resuscitate the economy in a way that people will go back to work. You see our labor force. We have not utilized our labor force. We need a president. We need a leader who's going to understand the enormity of these issues and so, and know how these issues connect from one to the other. Know how the issues work. Okay? I don't care who you are, whether you have worked in public sector. We have JMB who worked in public sector for so long. Okay, LPMC. But then, what Bible think that you can show that Liberia prosperous, Liberia was so successful at the time you were over there? Okay, you're talking about someone that see them. They think we are all about political expediency. That's not political expediency. When you find desperation, you see desperation. People are matching people. Gonglo with JMB, Youngly with JMB, Dillon with JMB, ABC with JMB. That's laziness. That's laziness. Okay? Laziness.
Yep.
You can't keep doing that. It's almost like you're desperate, like no options for you. So you're all around the place trying to match people with JMB. Then you make JMB to feel entitled. And that's the point. You make him to feel entitled when you keep matching people. But why can't it be Youngly first over JMB? Why can't it be Dillon first over JMB? Why can't it be Cummings over JMB? Why can't it be someone else over JMB?
Yep.
That's the laziness. Because you know what? Now they reduce the number of years they were talking about. They reduced them from 40-some years. You see them now. They cut it back. They say, oh, he did not work in the public sector for those years. But if you look at LPMC, the structure of LPMC is no different from a corporation. That's a corporate structure. So if you're talking about JMB's experience, that's corporation too. That's corporate structure over there. LPRC is autonomous from a corporate structure if you don't know. So if you talk about JMB's experience, you're talking about corporation too. Okay? You're talking about corporation too. So how can you make a case? You say, okay, The 12 years JME had no role to play, no duties, and so he was a part of the ego. You said that, okay? So you cannot talk anything about the 12 years during Ellis time. You can't say anything about it. But then you come up to say that you want to criticize someone who's coming from the corporate world. Well, LPMC, guess what? LPRC is the corporate world. LPMC is the corporate world. Those places that are autonomous agencies that function, their foundation and everything, their structure, everything is corporation. Everything is corporation. You know what? They report profit to you. Their job is to make profit. Okay? Cummings, his job was to make profit. So who is best at handling our economy to see how we can make the economy grow? Someone who's managed millions, billions of dollars before. Someone who can look at and streamline our process and say, okay, at this ministry, we have overlapping functions, and so we can cut back on budget and train small group of people and cut back and refocus and redirect money to tourism and other places, agriculture, but we can direct our workforce in those areas. We need someone who will say, okay, instead of 40 or 50 people go on a trip to America or Europe, we need to cut back and sit and see if we can do it virtually in Liberia. And then we need to do improve our internet system, our current electricity, and so where we don't need to attend some of those unnecessary, conferences, that we can do it at home. We need someone who will think outside the box and do something differently. We need someone who will transform our country to know that this country, we have gone through a lot. We need to manage our resources. The only way we can move a country forward is to have a manager, someone who manages the resources of the country correctly.
Yeah.
Someone who makes sure that accountability is one thing, transparency is another thing. Someone who's going to make sure that everybody going to work hard. Everybody going to be rewarded based on their input or what they call their productivity. We have not had any structure in the corporate world, private corporate world, and so accountability is key. If you don't meet our production, it's the attitude that comes on the break, the hard work, and so. If you meet our production, you get rewarded. If you don't meet our production, you can't get rewarded. That's how Liberia should be. And then when you bring that competitive nature into the whole game, people become serious. Because you know when you work hard, you're going to get rewarded. People, we have not understood that we have not understood that in a very, very long time in our governance structure. We have not understood that. We need a person, okay, who will look at the leaking buckets and seal it. Because you see, there are some practices we say they are legal, but they're unethical, they're immoral. So those things are things that you have to look at and say, even though we're going to make this thing legal, but it's wrong to do. It's wrong to do. And then you want to have a president, because the president is in Liberia. It's a supreme in a way that everything lies within the presidency of our country. But then we need a leader who will sit and know that those actions are wrong. Okay, I don't need those things. And then who can we put in that place? Someone who is able to take care of himself outside of the governance structure, outside of governance. Somebody whose life is not going to change based on what he's worked for, what he has, and so who's not going to use the country's resources. And people say, well, how do you know? It's simple. If you can manage your own resources, you can manage anyone's resources. It's just simple as that.
That's true.
If you can manage your resources, you can be able to manage. It's the same thing. With credit. Why some people don't have good credits today? Because they can't even manage their own credit. And that's the reason why they destroy their children's credit. That's the reason why you see them when they get started for something, they use their kids' credit before their kids can even grow up. Their kids' credit already destroyed. You understand that? So these things are very, very important in life. We see all of these things that are happening to our country, and then yet and still we don't want to make informed decisions and stuff. It is wrong for people to sit and have all these tribalistic, analysis and so. Nobody's saying you can't support. Nobody's saying, well, if you're going to give your support when people ask you, why do you support this person? Even though, for instance, if I'm from Maryland, I'm not from Maryland, I'm just saying, I'm putting a disclaimer there. And then I support Cummings. I will not just say because I'm from Maryland, Cummings is from Maryland, that's why I support him. That's lazy.
Yep.
I would not do that. I will be able to justify. If you give justification and strong points as to why you support commies, people won't see that as being tribalistic. And you're right, that's not tribalism. But if you have this strong loyalty to your section or your tribe and so, and then you just have no reason, and then at the same time in doing it, you come against other people from having their opinion, then that's tribalism. That's tribalism. So, it's a nice thing I see you do every day, and I commend you for it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We need to support you often.
Thank you.
Come on, sometimes just at work.
Thank you.
We get they are so busy with work.
Yeah.
And I said, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll have to make myself a regular person on your show.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate it highly. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah. He said it all, and don't get mad. When the message is sweet, I allow you to stay, and I enjoy it. And if anybody think I was not paying attention, no, you got it wrong. But to all the viewers, it is your right to support whoever you want to support. It is your right. The thing is that maybe his voice irritated you because you're not supporting commies. I hear people call Mr. Commies gay. I see Momolu I see Momolu making statement or strong or Bwaka supporter making all kinds of statements that people say nonsense. Momolu, you quit to use words that are not looking good, but anyway, that's your right to say what you want to say. And I know you will see reason. You told me already that over your dead body you will not support Mr. Cummings, so I don't worry about you. And you might eat your words one day, and you might be disappointed. You know that. But you see, in life, success comes through hard work. You can, if you want to succeed, you must work harder. Politics, if you're into politics, it's not like you're looking for a job. You're not taking your resume around. If we're taking Mr. Cummings' resume around, I bet you if Mr. Cummings and Mr. Bwaka go to a public corporation right now, they would take Mr. Cummings. One, he's stronger, he has the know-how, they would take him. Mr. Bwaka worked for corporation before he came as vice president. You can show me no experience that you think you talk about. Age is not experience. Nobody is stopping Mr. Bwaka because he's old whatsoever. No, we know exactly what people are doing. But let me come back. Mr. Cummings that gay, or George we are not gay. The first news we heard in Liberia say George we were gay when you're playing football. But Liberians, what I know about ourselves, if you and myself having an argument and you got nothing to say, two things can, either you will insult or you will give me, you will say something different to change the topic. That is why when some of us are very serious, we don't think about insulting, because profanity kill your message. So you can stand up there. Some of you guys got fake page. We know some of you guys who talk. Mr. Cummings are gay, Mr. Cummings is that. It got nothing to do with Liberia. You can keep it to yourself and say what you want to say, but you got nothing on Mr. Cummings. You got nothing tangible on Mr. Cummings. But what we're trying to say that what we're doing here today is to benefit your people back home. It's to benefit your people. It's not about Mr. Cummings. It's not about Mr. Cummings. But people who are coming out today, like Amber said something, but you guys didn't pick it up. Everybody tried to match somebody with Mr. Bwaka, as if we should compensate Mr. Bwaka. Let me see. As if we should compensate Mr. Bwaka. Okay. Yeah. We should compensate Mr. Bwaka for his time he spent in government. So, why can't you guys think that Yomli should run and be the president, or Ure, or whosoever? Why? There is nothing that Mr. Bwaka have done that will convince me that he will be a good president. Nothing. Nothing. That is why I'm not supporting to be president. For the 12 years he spent, when all the killings and everything was going on, he never said a war. and he's an old-style politician who was still relaxing and waiting for 2023 or 22 to come in the race. While Mr. Cummings have changed it today, and you guys cannot sit on your butt anymore, you will run around because Mr. Cummings has changed the political setting in Liberia. Mr. Cummings has traveled around the country until George Weah now can travel. Make Mr. Barker to come out. That is why ruling party always defeat oppositions when they come to contest, because guess what? You sat your butt down without doing nothing because you broke. Because you broke. Good. The people of Liberia will decide between Mr. Barker and Cummings. So you have the right to make the case. But you can't insult Mr. Cummings. Nobody insulting Mr. Barker here. What we're trying to tell you, I gave you a clear scenario here. And if you think that we're doing it to damage the CPP, you lying. The other side is praying for you. They play you before in a game. They defeated you before. They know your weak points. They know how to beat you. That is why they are praying to God and fighting for you to come against them, because they know the people of Liberia. When I say people, I'm talking about politicians. I'm not talking about the corrupt ones. The ordinary men of Liberia do not want to see the name they call CPP, UPP. UP, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, UP. Look at Momo. Look at the question you start. You in Liberia, you left from Liberia. When Ellen Johnson was done, you left Liberia. You ask which are the members. Liberians are the people that sort of vote. You not voting. You not voting. For me, don't be surprised. I will vote. Right now, as I talk to you, I will vote in Liberia. You will not vote. You're not going to Liberia just now. Molu, you're not going to Liberia just now. You will stay here and you pray to God for JMB to win, so you will follow. But you will stay a long time here. Let me tell you. What you who the voters? So let me educate you a little bit when you want to talk about voters. If you're talking about record, George Weah will beat. If you're looking at the past record, George Weah will defeat you again. Because you know what? They are in charge. If you think Ellen Johnson and change the results when George Weah was not in charge, imagine what will happen and George Weah in charge against you. Maybe you don't get it here, but no. Ask yourself, why are you in a collaboration? When you into a collaboration, political leaders do not say anything until you get to a place where fairness should be. You into a collaboration, you invite me, I enter the collaboration. Within no time, you stabbing me on the back that I should not go. The only thing you want from me is to look for money to support your broke self. Yes, that's what you want. You brought me into the collaboration that you entitled to the presidency because you were there for 12 years. So you entitled to it. For me now, I'm the new guy. The only thing you want from me is to support you financially. At the same time, you begging me to go as VP. What sense in there, Molu? You tell me. When you enter a collaboration, the leaders do not say, oh, I'm supporting the band. When you even reach to the point where you guys have not even prepared anything, then why I'm in a collaboration? Yesterday, we stay in a collaboration. We're not leaving. Nobody can leave, Momo. Nobody can leave. No, I'm not. You're right. I will leave more because Momo will continue to say he's told me before that over his day by Mr. Cummings, he will never support Mr. Cummings. But thank God you're not even in Liberia. You will not be in Liberia to vote. You will not be there to vote. Mr. Cummings will be the next he will be the standard bearer and the next president of Liberia. Take it from me. Take it from me. If it don't happen, I will be on Facebook no more. Mr. Cummings will win. Mr. Cummings is 100%. He doing what he's supposed to do as a politician, as a leader. And Liberian people are not stupid people. They are not stupid people. The delegates are Liberians. The delegates are the same people who broke, are the same people who hungry, are the same people who disenchanted, are the same people who you boy are being suppressed. So even United Party are afraid, they don't know who to carry. You think Ellen will support you? Ellen will not even support you. If you cannot get the support of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, you will not head the CPP. And you know Ellen not going to support you. Momo passport in your pocket, but it expire. He can't even get it because you know what? Joshua in power. So you're listening to the thing. They continue to speak about numbers. If you want to go back to numbers, then George Weah will still be the next president. How you acting if George, listen, if George Weah the next president, you're who supported George Weah? If President Weah wins again, what difference is it going to do for me? Even Mr. Cummings win, it's not going to change my life, but it will change the lives of Liberians who have been disenchanted, people who have been suppressed. It will change their lives. I might not even live to see it. Tomorrow is not promising. But you yourself, majority of the people who criticizing George Weah today are those who voted for George Weah, not me. So we were few people criticizing George Weah. Now a lot of people criticizing George Weah. These are all George Weah supporters. These are George Weah supporters. You know what I'm saying? So why we guys said Liberians, the one problem we have, most of us, majority, we are not far-sighted. We don't think before we talk. We don't think before we even build a house. A man want to build, he built his house, but he plastered the first floor. He thinking about making it 3-4 stories in the future, but the foundation that he put there can only hold the first floor. A man got money, not married, and don't have any child, have the opportunity to build a house. He built a 2-bedroom house. At the end of the day, he got 4 children, but he got only 2 rooms. We don't think. We don't look at the junction to see what's coming ahead of us. We are not far-sighted. We are not far. We felt that when we build the SKD, there was nobody going to fill the SKD until we prove it Ghana again. So instead of 35,000, we reduce it to 30,000. We building roads. We don't put drainage. We think that when it rain and stop, the water will just go on its own. You know what I'm saying? We building roads. We don't think about 20, 50 years. We build roads because of campaign and for people to vote. We give our people food because we believe that they must eat and they must vote for us and keep them in poverty. Well, when you get out of that group and you get there, you do the same thing, because all the role models in Liberia are crooks. But people are afraid of Mr. Cummings because they believe that Mr. Cummings is very successful. Mr. Cummings continued to say that I will donate. He never said he don't want salary. He said I will donate my salary to the Anti-Corruption Commission. That means if they arrest you for stealing, you will be prosecuted. You're not just going to resign. You can be anybody. Mr. Cummings is saying that you can't tell me about the budget. I know what will be in the budget. You will not explain to me. I don't want to cross or deal with the senators. What their entitlement, they will get it. But we're not going to put nothing extra in there for you to go have a legislative engagement or president projects or president or first lady $1.5 million for nothing. Where in the war? Where? We cannot even feed ourselves. Then you tell me that President Weah will be re-elected with all this thing he's doing. The only option that President Weah has right now, the only option is cheating, stealing the election. And the only person he can do it to will be Bwaka. Listen to me. So, if we really want a good change, some of you guys who want your own change for your self-greediness, then you can go to Bwaka. If you want a good change to move Liberia from this point to another point, that our people in Liberia who have been disenchanted, people who have been suppressed, who cannot make it, young children graduate, they can't find a job, they all in the street going from place to place. then Mr. Cummings is your guy. I'm telling you, the only opportunity that President Weah has right now is to cheat the election when Mr. Bwaka is the standard bearer, because they will repeat the same results. All they will do to you, they will bump you up. Yes, the guy who you love to blamo, Mr. Cummings, who was sleeping with you, the one you call gay, that's the one you're talking about, Mr. Blamo. That he's a financial man. Yeah, your ex-boyfriend. He's a financial guy. Your ex-boyfriend. Yeah, he's a financial guy. So, and you know, to be frank with you, I need to just take you off my list because you have been very disrespectful. You're not a campaign. You're not a voter. You're not a voter at all. But because of being very, very rude and disrespectful, we got a lot of good people on here who you cannot just use words on people. So I think it is time that I get you off my list. Don't worry, I'll get you off. So continue to go ahead. Yeah, the guy who you slept with. So une gay no gay, like somebody just told you, une gay no gay. Oh man, mama, man, you going to Liberia for military different? You got your passport, your pocket. What you going there for? Are you a Liberian? But you can't be in Liberia for anything. You go to Liberia, you can't run your mouth, sir. So don't say nothing here. You go to Liberia because maybe you got to go see your family people. Because you left from there a long time, you know that. Eh? Since Ellen Johnson left, you left the country. You don't go back there. Yeah, you don't go back. You don't go back there at all. Guys, just hold 1 minute, please. I just want to check here. He got a fake. He got a fake page. I'm not having a dialogue with nobody, so I'm not going to waste my time with you. You see, look at the kid. Look at him. Look at the one here. Y'all look at the guy. Is this the man who insulting someone that they are gay? Look at his face. Look at him. He lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. He came to America. His mom brought him to America. Yeah. He lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, from Los Angeles. According to him, he's single. Is this man look at somebody who got responsibility? Look here. You see here? I want to show you something. You're the dumbest human being I ever came across. These are the people then who live for the mind empire, who came to America. Somebody brought them, but yet, and you see in his face that he was one of those who today giving him my problem, because you know what? He was not rehabilitated and they brought him to America. You can see his face. I feel sorry for him, but he's not a voter, so he's not going to Liberia on his own. So let him get out. If you're in Liberia, I'm going to consider him. Trust me. If this kid were in Liberia, I was going to consider him to convince him. But since I can't convince him, he's out. I ain't got to kind of waste my time with him. Yeah. So you just look at your old comments. It will be there for some time. So guys, if you want a good Liberia, or financial stable Liberia, or country with good education, good roads, agriculture, infrastructure, when you hear a politician talking about infrastructure, they're creating jobs. When you hear people just say road, like Joey I say road, Mr. Bwaka say road, infrastructure cover everything. Some of us were not educated, but I think that's what it means. Electricity, good drinking water, roads, build a lot of things, infrastructure. And here in America, they say they pass an infrastructure bill, train, all kinds of things on that bill, yeah. But you got picking and choosing and only looking at roads, and all the roads we building in Liberia just for election. So seditions, I beg you, when people talking, don't talk. If we try to talk for you guys a little bit, we're only saying that you people are so corrupt, and the only ideas that you have, look, you enjoying the government right now. To live is not easy. Your only plans is to steal election. Your only plans, and you want to steal it in a way that the international community will not even suspect. But my CPP people who think that you want to change, if that George Weah you want to replace with Mr. Bwaka, you're on the wrong track. You don't need to take it from me, but I want you to put up your wisdom brain. I want you to sit down and think. The first election, what Ellen put in place that Bwaka could not destroy. At that time, George Weah was not president. Imagine now George Weah is president. You know what I'm saying? They would do it. George Weah then can put himself in the 51%, and their argument is that, oh yes, we defeated you last time with 62. Now you got 49. The election was strong. It was strong. Liberation Party took some of the members. But when you carry somebody that we consider to be the change, who don't have no corrupt record, who don't have nothing on him, who have been working, the only man in Liberia who have spent the most and who are only there for citizens, for organization, for the hospitals and whatsoever, who concerned about Liberians' life, Mr. Cummings. I'm telling you, if you telling me nobody know Mr. Cummings, then why are you crying about Mr. Cummings? Why are you begging Mr. Cummings to go as VP? Now, somebody, let me go back to the Ure issue. There's a very strong relationship between Ure and George Weah. Ure and George Weah. George Weah have promised Ure for his business and good money if they can deliver CPP to them. Let me tell you something. Never trust anybody in that category. Or men who came out within no time, before the framework was put in place to stab Mr. Cummings in his back. That Ure. That is why Ure is pushing for Mr. Bwaka to go. And when Mr. Bwaka loses the election, George Weah will make sure that Mr. Ure get what he wants. Maybe you're not getting it. You're not getting it. This is not about Bwaka. It's big. Even Liberty Party don't understand it. That is why Yombly and Darius Dillon and the other group taking the chairman to court and asking NEC to give them the constitution that they took to them. If you know within yourself that the constitution that you signed, but they admit that there were some changes made, bring it up and show it. You guys want to snatch the power from the chairman. You did it already. You are not thinking about running for president. You are not thinking, but because Mr. Bwaka and his group say, let's go to Liberty Party, the way you're on your side, let's go to Liberty Party and give them small thing. And Liberty Party sat down, because I said it before, Liberty Party was already in a negotiation. Some of the Liberty Party members were in a negotiation in Liberia that since they got Yombly in Bassa, Darius Dillon in Montserrat, and when they were trying to see if they could work with the vice president and she can deliver Banga, if you win these 3 counties today in Liberia, you president, according to the numbers that we have. If you win Banga, Grand Bassa, Montserrat, you will win election in Liberia. They've been having that meeting, but it was not successful. So people told Mr. Bwaka to talk, and they're doing everything. The Steve Zago, whatsoever. He resigned, but they went and put a group together, friends of that he was removed from the party illegally. When this man came out and resigned, he was even on the Spoon Talk, said that he resigned. and he's supporting Bwaka because he's from Lofa County. It's the same tribalists we're talking about. And when you guys say base, 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 you see more people from, and you're missing it. You're missing it. You're missing it. Lofa County is not Liberia. Montserrat is not Liberia. That is why we don't develop. Your past performance and behavior will show me who you are. Show me the projects. For 12 years, Lofa County is still a damn bush. Show me the interest that Mr. Bwaka showed. But the people of Lofa County, they are very committed, so they stand by their own. They stand by their own. Show me the projects. Mr. Bwaka, who love Lofa County, love his people. Vice President, you will do it. You will do whatsoever. If you know you have political ambition to be president, you are going to push for Ellen Johnson to do the best. You squander opportunities. What is the opportunity you squander? And which one was not? Which one? We need all hands on board. ANC and the leadership, the political leader, is the only place you go that everybody is somebody. If you think you nobody, when you come to the ANC, you are somebody. I'm not registered yet. But imagine, I'm not even a registered member. They have embraced me. I go into the, I sit, I listen to the meetings. I'm not even a member yet. Mr. Cummings has just appointed Alva Toba, who's not even a member. And it's up to him to be a member or not. We gave him the benefit of the doubt to do it. That is one of the biggest examples. I've never seen it in Liberia before. Before you join my party, before I gave you position, you must join my party. But ANC is the only place, and I have seen it. They talk to me. They are telling everything. I'm not a member, and they don't ask me because I love the agenda. I love the external bearer agenda. It will benefit a lot of Liberians. Not the ones, when Christ came, he never came for righteous people. He came for the sinners. When a leader is coming, he don't come there to protect corrupt politicians. He's there to seek the interests of the people. You take their lives from point A to point B. You take them from mat to mattress. Not to steal from them. Not to steal from them. You know, unless when Dawes was talking about the budget, when he talking about the mental retarded, the handicaps and other things, these are the people we need to look at. So all the things Dawes don't say, he's still better than all of them still, because none of them can talk about it. But these are the things. But how will it work? You must get a good leader to make it work. Nobody can convince me that the vice president can change group of 77 around. I will tell you, say you're a liar. You know why? Because the group of 77 is under the vice president office. No. You saw what in the budget for group of 77? $200,000. $17,000 only for food, the whole country. How can you be a vice president? So how much was there before? It was reduced. Handicaps in Liberia, will they be better under the Bwaka regime than Ellen? No. Bwaka has oversight responsibility over the group of 77. Is there anything better? They stay on Nipo Street. They stay turning to be a beggar. They're all over the place. We are not empowering them not to go to school. They could be a reception. They're not crazy people. They're not crazy. They were just born special. And some of them, because of the war, things happen. Some of them, their legs were being amputated. So tell me, what Bwaka did for our disadvantaged people, citizens? What he did? Mental health, what he did? For you to know someone, his past performance and character determine his future. To know if you be a good leader. To know. You see Kamala Harris, as much as they get body, she's doing other things. But in Liberia, we always say vice president, you dummy. That's a lie. That's a lie. The first advisor to any president is the vice president. The vice president, the last person to leave the room. Why Ellen refused to support Mr. Bwaka? That is the $65 question. Why Ellen Johnson refused to support Mr. Bwaka? Can anybody answer that? We lie around say because Mr. Bwaka will prosecute Ellen. We lie to say because Ellen Johnson did not see, according to the ones that were closer to her, Ellen Johnson did not see the leadership in the old man. Yeah. The old man, very slow. The old man came out late to announce that he was running for president. Very late. The old man again, this time around, certain guys had to push the old man to come back because he had been done with the whole thing. And now they are so desperate, telling Liberty Party to go to court. Then you say we the one causing the problem. When we all do it, then you say we cause the problem. No, we don't cause the problem. We discover the problem and let you guys to know. And you know what I'm saying? We discover the problem and let you guys know that what you're doing is wrong. I mean, you say you're being like bro. I will be in like bro before. I'll be waiting for you to the airport. Don't worry. I'll be in like bro myself. Why are you acting like bro enough for us? Everywhere you go, Mr. Ure gave money to some guys, some boys in Liberia to attack Mr. Cummings. Mr. Ure, Mr. Ure purchased a car for Prophet Keys. Prophet Keys said a friend and put money back at Allah. That is why he insulting Mr. Cummings. They talked to Obi. That is why they insulting Mr. Cummings. Not even an issue. Let me tell you today, when you want to know about Mr. Cummings, I don't like to talk about Mr. Cummings' worth. That's not my business. God bless him. That's not my business. And I'm not there to even get money from Mr. Cummings. That's not my business. I believe that Mr. Cummings is the right and the best candidate for Liberia that will transform Liberia. Until I can see a new person, Mr. Cummings is the man that I've been. Look, you must listen to people when they're speaking. He's consistent. Which of the politicians say I will prosecute corrupt politician? Which of the politician? Because they just speak. Mr. Cummings don't just come back and apologize because he's very careful. And you know, in politics, in public life, when you make a decision and you get 70% of your people supporting that decision, you do good. You're doing good. Sometimes the guys from UP, I understand you're ready. You're sorry, I lift up the I try to lift my thing up. I know I forgot it was looking so heavy. Because of love, Mr. Bwaka, Unity Party don't own the leadership in Liberia, my people. You had your time, 12 years. You mess it up. You put somebody in there and damage it. You talk about numbers. Women Pay left you, and a lot of people have left you. If we even want to be sincere to ourselves, to know how many people left you. It's clear on Facebook. People from Lofa County have left the old man. People that are in the party leaving y'all. So what the difference? Good people understand. But you will hear it little by little. You will learn it the hard way. The old man will not contest. That your numbers, you will swallow it. It will stay right in your mind and it will pass by you. And you will carry the old man as an independent candidate. Then will tell the Liberian people that you people are so desperate for leadership. Mr. Cummings is not desperate for leadership. That is why he said, let the Liberian people decide. He's not desperate for leadership. He prepared to offer his leadership, to sacrifice his time. He have reached to the place where his children will not suffer because he worked hard. Mr. Cummings never came to America that his father or mother was rich. Mr. Cummings went, you heard what Amber said. Mr. Cummings, just like any ordinary Liberian kids who the mom struggling today to find food. He lived in a 1-bedroom apartment before. He lived in one room. Before he even met his wife, he lived in one room. He rented a room, just a room. There's time where he never had a car. He had to borrow money to buy a car. But because of hard work, and he was determined, and he started to apply, and he had a big ambition, he moved up. I can't envy Mr. Cummings for that, and you should not do that yourself. Every one of them left Liberia for greener pasture. When we retire, we go home to give back. Go back and be a job creator or give back to your community. And which he had done. He has spent more money in Liberia than anybody. Even just by his family putting $150,000, I haven't seen no candidate who did it yet. I challenge anybody, even down to the case, I have not done it. This man have built schools and clinics. The first term school in Liberia, do you know what it means? Do you know what it means? This man has spent, he believed in education, agriculture. He don't need to open farm. He's not a farmer. But he can invest into it. He got people on salary. This man got business right in the same America. He got share. Go and read about Mr. Cummings. He's well respected. Somebody say, what is his net worth? I would not want to lie to you. Go see it for yourself. Go see where he have invested, put his money. Go and see it. Or you want him to parade the internet with pictures, to see him talking to Bill Clinton, or to see with George Bush, or to see with Paul Kagame, or to see with all the other presidents? No. That's not what make you president. If Mr. Cummings is not an honest man, and his government will not be honest, no country will help. You see, right now, it's shameful for Liberia to brag about $50 million from America, $14 million from this place, that chicken change. But because our government is not trusted, that is why they're giving us peanuts. Why countries are not even under America getting 100 million, 200 million? Liberia talking about 50 million. And they say we'll give to you small. Because of leadership. Leadership. We're concerned about the president than even the country. In ANC, we're not concerned about Mr. Cummings. But he's the leader. He has the vision, and we purchase, and we buy the vision, and we selling it. That the vision of Mr. Cummings make people to go after Mr. Cummings. Nobody went after Mr. Cummings because the way, oh, Mr. Cummings get money or this and that. No, that's not what people went after Mr. Cummings for. Yes, people went there and they stole from Mr. Cummings. People stole from Mr. Cummings. And in life, you must learn your own mistakes on your own. Why are we playing a dirty politics for our own selfish interests? Just because if it's not you, it shouldn't be me. If it's not Mr. Bwaka who been there for so long, we must compensate him. Mr. Cummings is not a Liberian. He fell from heaven down. Mr. Cummings, a short man. You rather he said gay. Is that the issue Liberian people looking for? Is that the issue? In the CPP, Liberty Party, Unity Party, because you broke, you want Mr. Cummings to go as VP and lobby for money. Mr. Cummings is not taking his money. The people who supported Mr. Cummings are prepared to support Mr. Cummings. They are all Liberians. So Mr. Cummings should go look for money for you. Mr. Cummings supported all the 15 candidates that ran. Are there the Delon, I myself here, I supported Delon. The Delon, the Edith Gonglo, I said $30,000 check. But nobody know. They will never deny it. They say, oh, Mr. Cummings never supported us. Mr. Cummings will not go and talk because he don't like it when he gave you, he talk about it. But in politics, I told them we'll talk about it. They're not religion, they're not church house. It's not church house. That when you do this, then we keep it to ourselves. I remember when my brother was running. We go to places, he get a poor 500 euro, 1,000 euro. Oh my man, don't talk about it. I said, what? Politics? The people are just to beg you. You think they beg you because they just looking at you? That politics. Politics. But because they broke, they kept the money. They're looking for Mr. Cummings' contact. Where in the world, Une in Liberia, they say he must run for vice president. Une in Liberia. And that is why I will tell people today, if you're running for office, anything you're trying to do, never get a plan B. Plan B is not anything for, look, whenever you have in your mind plan B, when you start getting tired, you will just hang on to the plan B. Oh, Mr. Cummings, your plan B if the Liberian asks you, Mr. Cummings, how are you? Yes, sir. Okay, if you go to the convention and you don't win, will you go as VP? I can't answer that question. That plan B you're talking about, I don't have a plan B. I don't have a plan B. I came into the race to win. Because according to law, the person who wins the competition, it is their right to support, to look for the VP. Why are you asking me if I will go? The person who you talking about ever told you that I should be? Why I'm in a race? What message will I send to my people who supported me? Or because you don't have any support, you don't have no membership, he's a family organization, he don't have members, that is why he settled for his plan B. And he have just settled for another plan B in case you and Bwaka lose, he will go to George Weah. So the rule is that I will push Mr. Bwaka to contest. Mr. Bwaka loses the election, then Mr. George Weah, myself, my business and everything will be cool. If Mr. Bwaka win, then I on the side of Mr. Bwaka. And even Taylor Ure name is on the short list because they know that Mr. Cummings is not up for that whole vice president business. That's not what he came to Liberia for. That's not what he worked for. That's not what he's saying. Nowhere in the constitution I hear they say somebody running for vice president. Mr. Cummings running for president. Mr. Cummings has have a vision, an agenda. Nobody can carry on your agenda without you. You will one will lead it. So Mr. Cummings should say, oh, you don't say they say Mr. Bwaka not feeling too well. Yeah, and I desperate, I rather won't be president. You know what? I will just go with Mr. Bwaka. If case or anything, Mr. Cummings can go with Mr. Bwaka and he will die. You don't know. Tomorrow is not promising. It's not about age that what people die for. But Unity Party, Youngly, is looking at it that way. That is why finally they have agreed to support Mr. Bwaka but they got stuck in a hole and still pushing the car, because it is impossible for them to come out and make such an announcement that Unity Party will support Mr. Bwaka. They are all deceitful people. They are all about themselves. They got no plans for Liberia. They have no plan that because of Delon, Yombly won in Bikano. I will tell you. They have no plans for Liberia. They're all about themselves. If they have plans in Liberia, you will see Yobi plans today in Grand Bassa County. She went there and put lights on when election was coming. You will see her plans. She still vote in favor of some things. They're not the one who went there and changed her around. She never had a foundation. She had a foundation now when she became senator. This is not fair. This is not fair to Liberian people. You look at Mr. Bwaka, they say, oh, the man age. He might not make it so when you go, you'll be the next president. Your chairman said, no, I'm not prepared to support anybody right now. Your chairman never came up and said, oh, I'm going to support Mr. Cummings. He never came out to support anybody. But you want him to give you the power, then you take him to court. You talk him to court. The constitution you got in your possession, bring it outside. Don't go look for the one to supreme to neck. Because when they go to court, you don't understand. What I'm saying right now, it might sound stupid. When they go to court, it is possibility that the court will rule in their favor. Somebody will say, oh, but Mooney, you giving the CDC idea. No, that is their idea already. They go ahead of you already. They already gone ahead of you. Euro is already in the making. The starting Euro was not there. At the starting, he was not there. You heard George Weah can criticize Euro again? No. All the way George Weah cost Euro. And George Weah told Euro to go divide rest, and he did it. He ever stood up to George Weah? No. To the airport, and his daughter got her own spot there. Okay. They go to court. The court will rule. Mr. Nangbe, George Nangbe, or whosoever will rule. Listen, it's illegal. You must go back again and do XYZ. Like what they did to Ellie. Then Yombly will go as VP. We got a vice president who we're not too sure. We got a VP who very corrupt. What we want to, we're going back to the same place. We're going back to the same place. Then let's just pray to God whether we will change in his second term, which he will not change. It will, in fact, it will be worse. If our Christmas will be good, you will tell from the eve. President Weah right now is in his second semester. You got 10 subjects. You must pass the 10th subject to pass the class. You pass 2, then you will pass. You only concentrating on roads and billing. The people are dying and suffering, no health, no job, no nothing. How in the world the people will vote for you? You ain't get it. You ain't understand. No, I think you ain't understand what I just said. Joe, we are government. Every government is like an octopus. They got links, all over. They got the Ministry of Health, Education, Finance, Transport, all the things. They must operate equally. That is why they have a budget. You in a school, they give you all the ministries. The only thing you took on is to rehabilitate roads. And then you tell the public corporation, say your offices. That's it. People dying from hunger, dying from sickness, not getting paid. Things are worse, and no security in the country, no agriculture. Electricity is poor, internet is poor, with your stealing from your own people. Then you telling me that you will still win? The only chance you guys will steal the election, bring the same old result back. We know that what's going to happen. But when you love Liberia, you better think twice. Mr. Bwaka is not the answer. Mr. Bwaka is not even even if we want to talk about the international community, Mr. Bwaka is not even a favorite from the international community. Let me tell you today, he's not even a favorite. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody. Mr. Bwaka met people because Ellie sent him there at the time to go visit them, to send message. You show us what Mr. Bwaka did with a group of 77. It was on his watch. They stay the same. You chase black car in the day, you won't find it. You can't find it in the night, my brother. You see the guy behind me here? You see him? Ure is the problem within the CPP. He's the devil in the CPP. He's the devil. He's the one who are doing all the dirty works. They even plan to cause confusion at the convention. Yeah. Look, people will be running after the ANC delegates too. Let the people decide. Not because Mr. Ure gave his birthright, so Yombly must do her own too. At the time she signed that document, she was not really thinking. You see, leaders, she was not thinking. Now it reached to the point now that the papa agreed to carry her, and maybe Ure too will agree because Ure ain't got no push, no hole. Ure just won't be the king maker, but the whole country got 24,000. 24,000. Eh? Everybody crying, Mr. Commies. Everybody. Mr. Commies have not attacked you. He have not done anything. We all on Mr. Commies, Mr. Commies, the Commies this, Mr. Commies that. Envy, jealousy. Jealousy because Mr. Commies' wealth is so sincere, and we can see it all also on the internet. Google. Go there, say Commies' wealth, the net worth. Or go to Bean Capital. They will tell you who all got shares. Go to Bean Capital and put it there. Go to Coca-Cola. Over 308,000 shares. Go there and check. Go to Pittsburgh Food Company. See what he's doing. You heard about the Commies investment too? Library people, we joking. We joking. We are joking. We are joking. We are joking. And that's what you guys want. The corrupt ones. That's what they want. We envy people for no reason. And guess what? They're going to do it to you too. When you leave from there, you go home. That is why you lose. And by the time you lost the election, you can't run back to work. Mr. Cummings lost the election. He never came back. In fact, Mr. Cummings did excellent than any political party. First new political party came 5th place. The candidate today is a household. If Mr. Cummings want to be so bad, he'll be spending money all in the street. That means he's desperate. He's not desperate. How many politicians spending money in Liberia to help organization? How many politicians today still giving money to schools? Only Mr. Cummings. If that somebody will go back home, Mr. Cummings will go and find a new job, go back to Kola and go start working and say, I will just wait and go back again. Hard work gave you the answer. This is not monkey work, Babu draw. This is not age. This is not dress right dress. If that dress right dress, then JMB should be out. JMB promised us and told us that he only running for one term. He never got the one term. Why you are running for one term? Because of my health. Because of my health. Now, you never got the one term. So that 6 years have been added over to you. When I posted the other day, I said, y'all show the woman picture. Y'all want us to what? Give it to the woman just because, to just get the record, say the woman was president. That's all. When we get the senior advisor around the man, are all corrupt people. Looking for money all around, begging for money to run campaign. Do you know when it comes to credibility and conflict of interest, you go into MTM to go beg for money? The Lone Star, the cell phone people. Taylor Euro in Nigeria, because of her relationship, she looking for money to see how best to support the campaign. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. We say it. We say it. And Liberian people will hear us. The Liberian people will hear the men in Nukutan will hear us. The men in Lokintown will hear us. The people in Grand Jida will hear us. The people in Maryland will hear us. The people right in Joseph Waka back here, Lofa County will hear us. Nimba County will hear us. We'll continue to deliver the message with no fear. With no fear and no insults. The truth can hurt, but we will deliver it. We will say it with passion. It's not about me. Ask yourself, can you be part of a process that you will not enjoy? Can you do that? Yes. To focus on something that you might not even be part of tomorrow. That's not why you join it. It's not about what you're going to go. It's the ideology. Who is this person? It is time you ask all your necessary questions. What will you do for us, Mr. Cummings? What is your vision for Liberia? Although you don't ask the other people, you did not ask President. We never went for debate or nothing. But this man is telling you, this is my vision, this is my 5 how. And I will fight corruption. Nobody will resign under my administration for stealing and go free. You will be prosecuted. We will point a real corruption czar. Somebody that will not be working for Mr. Cummings. Somebody who will implement the laws. Every time our government go to court, they lose the election. Because you know what? We go after people with no reason. We just want to attack you and then go to the court and tell the court what to do. Yeah? Mr. Cummings have a system. When people are saying that oh, Mr. Cummings came from a well-settled place, he can't do nothing. Liberia, Mr. Cummings was promoted from operation to administration. There was a big gap in Coca-Cola. Go listen to some of the interview from the white man, how he brought them back together. Mr. Cummings is like you bringing a foreign coach to a country who don't even have any professional players, who would come in to build a team, to put a vibrant team together to move the team forward. That is how Mr. Cummings look like. Our local coaches don't have the know-how to develop a team, because they have not been trained for so long and they don't know. But because we said that they were coaching from all the way westward to 1st division, so they coaches. No, that's not how you do it. And how do you look for leaders? What are the 3 most characteristics of any human being? It's honesty, integrity, empathy. Look, righteousness builds country. You must be honest to your people. Up to now, we don't even know our core values in Liberia. What we believe in. What are we believe in? You believe in human being? Do we have law and order? That handicaps will have access and to the door or whatsoever? What we believe in? Dignity of labor? No. Do we respect people that sweep? No. Because our government never put into place. Since Mr. Cummings is coming from a well-settled place, the janitor in the office They respect them. When they come in there, they give way to clean up. They respect them. We laugh at our people. We laugh at people because we feel that they're nothing. But I will tell you, Mr. Cummings believe that every Liberian is somebody. You know, it's not something I have to expose. I text Mr. Cummings, and to my surprise, he will reply me. I gave him idea. I said, Mr. Cummings, this day. He said, thank you. Thank you. Why other people think that they're so big? That is how you know a leader. Do you want me to be a friend of my leader? No, 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 no. I'm not supposed to be. Do you think I need my leader more than my leader need me? Yeah, I said need me more. I'm the eye and the ears. And then I tell him, I need everybody on board. Anybody. It's up to you. You don't need to be, look at, I'm not an ANC man. I've not registered. These people put me in their meetings. Look at Mr. Cummings looking at Ava, who not even member of ANC, and saw the competence in him, strategic thing in him, and brought it in. And said, my man, it's up to you to be member of ANC or not. It's like the man going to church. You said the man must start smoking before he come to church. No. He can be smoking and come to church. He will change. Alpha will make the decision to join ANC. You see? Liberians, please, let us not miss the boat. Let us not miss the boat. Guys, you can follow me on YouTube, TGNTV. I'm live on YouTube right now. And also I'm live in a general chat room. And also I'm live on Facebook. So I want to say thank you very much. It's been a nice time talking to you. To those of you who don't agree, that's it. But I promise myself not to insult people, and not for you to come on my page and say something different. Insult people, you this, you that. And when I find out that you in Liberia, I will consider it because you know nothing. But you in America, you kaput, you out. I'm not going to waste my time with you. Yeah. Okay, guys, let me play my wonderful music. Yeah, I'm here. You see it? Yeah. And then let me go to YouTube. See, this is YouTube. You see the format is different. Yeah, it's YouTube. Hey, all the hitter. They got that game. They got against stand Mr. Cummings, man. They can't stand Mr. Cummings at all. They cannot stand Mr. Cummings. Yeah. See it? This is YouTube. You see my political leader there. You see the guy. The guy is the troublemaker. This guy they call him Bernard Uri. Yeah, he the one. This is the man. Yeah. Yep, this is the guy. Okay, guys, let me see if I can bring somebody or somebody just try to come up. Moses, come on, my brother. Let me hear from you. Come on, Moses, come up. Push it, push it. You know, I'm using my iPad. I hope you're not like this. You gotta be like this now to connect. You gotta be in this phone. You see, I'm wasting my time, Momo. I'm wasting my time. Nobody wastes their time in life, Momo. Nobody wastes their time in life. We gotta be careful, my brother. Nobody wastes time. There's time for everything. When you start early, you get good results. Nobody wastes time. Nobody wastes time. Okay, let me see something. Let me try again. Maybe let me try this one. Let's see. Bring somebody just try to come up. Okay, you dark, my man. I can't see. Come on, my brother. Let me hear from you. Hello? You on, but the whole place is dark. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try something. Come on, Moses. Come on. Push it. Push it. You know, I'm using my iPad. I hope you're not like this. You gotta be like this now to connect. You gotta be in this phone. I know y'all get fair. I said it. Okay, let me see. I'm wasting my time, Momo. I'm wasting my time. Nobody wastes their time in life. Nobody wastes their time in life. We gotta be careful, my brother. Nobody wastes time. There's time for everything. Yep. You can hear me? I can hear you. I cannot hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep, I can hear you now. Okay. What's up, my man?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah. You just gotta be a little louder, that's all. Okay.
You said I gotta be a little louder?
Yeah, I think I can hear you now. Yeah.
Let me increase the volume from my end.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to start off by saying thanks to you for the show.
Bring somebody just try to come up.
It's been busy.
Yep.
We try to find time to follow you, other people who, regardless of their political affiliations or who they support, we try to keep up with what's going on in Liberia and the political parties and so forth and the political leaders. The first thing, as I always do, every time I have the opportunity to address the Liberian people, is to recognize them. I believe that emotion toward people on earth. That's why I believe. That's why it's after your time and it's after 11 month time,
Yeah.
we're still up talking about Nigeria.
Yep.
You know, you and I could be sitting watching TV or
Doing something. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So here we are talking about Liberia. Why most of them are probably asleep.
Yep.
So this tells you that we care about our country. But I still believe that in Liberia we are the most beautiful women on earth. I don't care what people say or what they think. That's what I believe. But you know, I've been listening to you and listening to other people. And I've been listening to you about the issue of whether I've been in that year, whether the Joseph Yuma Boyka, the other political actors. You see, the truth of the matter is, and maybe this will be the first time I will talk about this on the show. I've not even talked about it on the SKTV yet. This idea that UPS have that Alexander Kumi should go second to Boyka. This idea that it's a calculated plan. It's a calculated plan. They don't just want JNB to come in for maybe 3 years, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months. No. And Alexander Cummings will take over. That is not truth.
That's not truth. That's not truth. It makes no sense.
That is not truth. It don't make any sense. Because the fact that let's put this into context. The fact that they will risk everything for this man, even his health, they will risk it to come to power for 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, and you tell me, say, the only do because they want him to be president? It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
It will make sense to the people who don't reason like you and I.
Yep.
Who don't know who we are dealing with. The scene where some of us know who we are dealing with in George we know who we are dealing with when it comes to the Unity Party.
Yep.
We know. I don't care what the partisans can say. This is not about Joseph Yuma becoming president and Cummings taking over. No. As a matter of fact, to give you clue, to give you proof, Joseph Yuma and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf told us that they were only going to run for
chicken leg roll for day.
No, but don't even have it.
Oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves.
Oh yeah.
And this
We're
is
not
what
going, no.
I offer you.
No way.
People. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's.
Yeah.
And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians.
Yeah, we are.
The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people, because again, that's how we can help them create jobs, that's how we can train farmers, and so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians personally in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make, so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency, that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and
They made a mistake with that picture.
We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials.
Somebody put it up to show all the different things in that particular picture. When I saw it, I said, oh, you're just put a talking point.
We will put them in jail and will seize the assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government. Because we believe that having government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We will leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results.
Yep, it is.
We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for days.
No, we're not rewarding anybody anymore. To them, what getting pension. You getting pension. That's what we want.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, okay, that's what we want. We're not rewarding anybody with presidency. Because you think you're being public service or you're being run. No, we're not doing it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. If you fit for the position at all levels, welcome. We'll support you.
Yeah.
If you are that fit or you have things that we know. How can you tell me say I listen the other time to somebody that's saying, Joseph Baga, he never want money, he just will be president. Okay.
Where?
How will he pay debts?
Where?
How will he pay debts? Any man saying he debt, how will he pay the debts? He never want money. Christian, thank you, man.
Thank you very much, man. Always pleasure talking to you. I appreciate it. Good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You said it all. I know y'all busy. I want die and die. I'm here to look for people to push the message. I want people to push the message. That is what I'm all about, to push the message. And I want to say thanks again to him. He continue. We're in a fight together. We will stand in it. We will stand in our fight together. Whether you're like it, you're in like it, or your business. But we are in it together. And we'll tell our people, yes, enough is enough. Liberia is the only country we have. I'm going to tell you. Liberia is the only country. Kowi Adolo, how are you, sweetheart? Yeah. So don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, and you can go to TGN TV and go to the general, and you will be able to view it, and you will see it. So to show that we're not joking, we will be on there soon, and we'll deliver the message. People will hear it. They will hear it. They will hear us. You will hear us. We're not giving up. We are not giving up. We're not giving up, man. Trust me. We're not giving up. Oh, what happened? I see Prince yourself. That Prince type, I can't believe that Prince not even coming. There'll be a lot of, look, people will come on board. There'll be a lot of people coming on board. People will run campaign. People will understand. You know, some people are very hard in understanding, but people will understand the truth, meaning of leadership, and we are prepared. So, Madam Yombly, I'm sorry. You have just been exposed. We know exactly what's going on, and you and Mr. Dillon respect you a lot, so he go by your whatever. We know you guys have prepared to turn over things to UP. You see why you're messing up? Let me tell you, let me give you a small education. The place you'll mess up the whole thing here. If you guys wanted to support Mr. Barker, you'll just go to the convention and do it from there. But where in the world you telling me say collaboration of political parties? My man, let's come together. But we together and we put a paper together and say these are the three processes that we will go through to find the person who would lead us. But at the same time, you're coming, you ain't reached to the first one yet. You ain't go through the first one. Mr. Ure coming up and say, I will support the woman. Okay. Then the other party say, I will support the woman. Is that a collaboration? Is that a collaboration? You want to use me? What, you looking for money to run campaign? And at the same time, you're looking for power? No. It's not going to work. It don't work that way. You can't bake your cake and just eat it like alone. No. It don't work that way. You are just been served. Your corrupt attitude have been discovered. And we know exactly what you're trying to do. And the government will help you to do it. They will help you. Because you know what? You're going to take the victory and put it into George Weah's hands. Liberia looking for a real change. Liberia looking for a real change is this person. Liberia looking for a real change. Liberia not looking for just replacement. We're not looking for just, because it will not be a replacement. Because if you take a replacement, that replacement will not take seat. Liberia looking for a real change. But because of your selfishness, you guys have decided to take the next role. Talking about numbers. The only people that got the numbers is CPP. No one party got numbers against George Weah. Maybe you guys, you see, only in Liberia, we don't speak the truth. We play football. You know we ain't got a good team. Then you say we try. Then you start telling us, if this man win and the other man lose, I will take first place. Because you already get a plan B. You don't go nowhere with plan B. Plan B is not a plan. You must end plan A, then you decide what next. But when you go over two plans, then you're comfortable. It's a simple logic. You're going to look for a job. Then you're telling me where I go over there. But even if they get sweeping jobs, I will take it. And you know you go for sweeping job. When you go there and you don't have the job, when you lose everything, they turn you down. Then you decide what next if you take the job. Mr. Cummings not going there to be vice president. Mr. Cummings never told you he was running for vice president. Mr. Cummings said, I'm running for president. Mr. Bwaka said, I'm running for president. Yombly never says you're running for anything anyway. They are the one who don't have no ambition, no agenda, waiting to be vice president. Oh, maybe you hear me yet. Yombly don't have an agenda, no vision for Liberia. That is why she's waiting to be a vice president. No vision. I don't hate her. I like her. She's a beautiful woman. But is she a honest woman? No, she's not honest. According to people from Grand Bassa County, I've never interacted with her, but people who in Grand Bassa County knows. No vision. But standing by begging to be vice president, to sell a whole country, to give it back to what is going on today. Maybe you ain't understand it. You're looking at a small picture. You're looking at a page and think that the image on it, there's nothing on it. You think it's an image, but you don't see it. You assume it. Do you know what happened when you sent Bwaka and you Yombly against George Weah? Against George Weah? They are in charge. George Weah, what can George Weah tell Mr. Cummings? Mr. Cummings can sit down and tell George Weah as many things he want to tell him. One, running a kleptocratic government. He can tell George Weah as many things. George Weah can tell Mr. Cummings, Jack. You will say he gay. He can say that once. He will say he came in debate with Mr. Cummings. He will not stand with Mr. Cummings and tell Abrampo what he will do. He will not. It will be all lies. Mr. Cummings are there, so Mr. Cummings working for the white people. Mr. Cummings trying to bring all the other people from America that all the news they will be carrying. It will not nothing. But Mr. Cummings, George Weah will come up and tell Abrampo, say, but I will bring United Party against us. They're not saying see these people. They say, why you bring United Party against us when are the same people put us in the mess that I'm fighting today? Then you get Daniel Kassa attacking the owner because Daniel Kassa made it clear. Indirectly, if you listen to him in Philadelphia, he said, Mr. Bwaka, the old politicians need to get out. The old politicians need to get out. Okay, I'm going to bring Francis Kwe in. I am not here for a dialogue. I've never brought you in before. I just want to know what you're going to say. This is where you come, but this show is not the show for you to promote any other candidate but only my candidates. That's my show. Simple. Come on. Now you gotta, if you want to come on, you gotta get out and put your phone in this position before you log back in. I'm sorry, you gotta come like this because I see you having problem coming in because I'm using an iPad. So come back, I will bring you in. So guys, the fact of the matter is that we cannot be doing the same thing and expect new results. We cannot. It's not about Mr. Bwaka's age. The age has nothing to do with Mr. Bwaka running for president. But other people try to take advantage. Like Yombly and others trying to take advantage of the woman. That is what they see. And I will say this, if Mr. Cummings was a greedy guy, that is what he will see as, oh, you know what? I will go with the pape. But you see, we still got fair people in Liberia. We still got Liberians who are very, very honest. Mr. Cummings knows Bwaka very well. He's not going to tell Mr. Bwaka to get out of the race. It's not about age. He's a decent man. But I think Mr. Bwaka's age and his health will not permit him to lead our nation. My people, I will say again, Mr. Bwaka's health will not permit him. The only thing Mr. Bwaka, because of other supporters, he pretending that he's very desperate. It's not a monopoly. Mr. Bwaka, it is not a must that he must be. Yeah, it is not a must. It's not a must. But he pushing it so hard, and they are right behind it. The UP people are the one who pushing Liberty Party political leader to go to court. Let me tell you today. UP is the one that doing everything. Yeah. They are the one that doing everything to make sure that Mr. Cummings don't have it. But they're lying. We're ready for you. We're ready for you. We're not joking. We're ready. We're ready. Okay, guys. The time is what? 2 o'clock. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening to me. Please share it with all your contacts. If you're sedition and you honor this, you don't need to share it. It's up to you. I'm not begging you. If you're not a sedition, I want you to share it. But if you're a good sedition, you can also share it. If you're an honest guy, you can share it for me. So have a good day. God bless you. I love my country, Liberia. Like Moses always said, the best Liberian women are the best in the world. Yes, and I believe it. They are the best in the world. Yeah, I believe it. So I will leave you with this song, which I have no copyrights for. This is my little favorite song. So I'm going to leave this with you, and this one is going out to all our political leaders, and especially my political leader, especially Mr. Cummings. I want you to, this music is yours. Anybody won't fight you, Cummings, let them come. I know. I will be right by you waiting for them, Mr. Cummings, like a wall of Jericho. Oh, they don't know. They don't know what's going on. We know. I be soldier for you. I be good in Kung Fu.
You should know I got it, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right
beside you
in anything that you do. If you ever did save me, running to you, running to you.
I be running to you,
running to you.
Let me clean my star Guya. This is Munel Kishan, aka the General. This one is going out to you guys out there. All those who took the time to listen to me today, I want to say thank you very much. I love you guys. Let us keep up the fight. Now this is one now. When she's looking for trouble, because they know they got me. Because of my Kung Fu. Sometimes you're out of control. You can't let it go, baby. This one is for my wife now. That's what my wife can do, because she got her husband, she depends on him. She's small, but she's mighty. She make us crazy. The women make us crazy, you know that? Tell me I'm running.
I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you.
Oh, let me say.
I'll be running to you.
Okay, let me start again. Listen to the music. This part of the music is dedicated to Mr. Cummings. I got his back. For all the big, anybody want to fight Mr. Cummings, let it come. Let it come. We know already. I will be right beside him, like the wall of Jericho. They don't know. They don't know what's going on. They don't know. I be soldier for you. I didn't get. Oh, I'm damn good in Kung Fu now.
You should know I got, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right beside you.
I'm feeling dancing. I'm happy. Mr. Cummings will win the nomination for the CPP. It's just a matter of time. We are fighting like the underdog. We will fight, we will speak, we will say the truth. Liberians will hear us. The students will hear us. The nicest will hear us. The disenchanted seditious will hear us. The father and mothers who are going through hell will hear us. The policemen will hear us. The corrupt politician will not hear us. The corrupt Liberians will not hear us, but will defeat you at the ballot box. We will. You can curse me. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. It is your right. I got no problem with it. But it is my right to support what I want to support. And I believe, and I'm convinced, and I have that passion that Mr. Cummings will be the CP senator and Mr. Cummings will be the next president of Liberia. Take it from me. If it's not, I'm out. I'm in it to win. It's been time, hard work. I don't want nothing. If I will have any job in Liberia, I will run for office. I can tell you about it. It can be representative, it can be senator, it can be anything. But I don't need it today, I don't need it tomorrow. Wow, they shot him already. And the only thing I let the music for. They shot him, he cried, he died now, even he dying.
If they wanna be the Judas,
if they wanna be the Pharaoh. You wanna be the Judas or be the Pharaoh? I can't lay low.
I cannot do that.
Yep. Listen. It is time you get off the fence. It is time you think strongly and get off the fence. Don't allow. I have no copyright to this song. Don't allow anyone to take your joy away from you. Don't allow anyone to threaten you that you cannot support your country or whoever you want to support. I can dance though. Don't see me this way. I get loud, I can dance. Alexander Cummings is the next president of people. Let me know. And don't worry about me sleeping, huh? I'm off tomorrow. I'm off today. You know what? I can shake it small so you don't know I can dance. Oh, I love you guys, man. I love you guys. You know, we gotta feel, look, we gotta smile. We are not enemies, my people. We all have different views on leadership, but we're not enemies. We are all Liberians. Seditians are good people. People in UP are good people. The only problem we have are the leaders of these political parties. They are very corrupt. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks, I appreciate it. But we need to understand we are brothers and sisters. When Liberia is okay, fine. I told people that, listen, even if Joshua can go and steal Mr. Cummings' idea and Liberia improve and Liberian people vote for him, so be it. So be it. Nobody can take your plan easily because he still will not accomplish it. He still don't know how it works. He don't know. He don't know. So we have the blueprint. We're not saying Mr. Cummings has the magic touch. We all will have to sacrifice when Mr. Cummings is president. But short term will be on the table and long term will be on the table. You see, they say dry meat sweet, but when you eat it and the meat get dry, there is no way you can kill a meat. You kill the animal. When you kill the animal, then you take all the meat and put it on the fire and tell the person, say, well, that will dry for no. What you do, maybe they will eat the lay one and then they'll dry the other one for next day that everybody will enjoy. And Mr. Cummings trying to make sure that when you get a group of people in the house and they cook the food, when they cook the food and everybody come around, when you have that spoon in your hand, everybody have the same spoon, everybody got the same type of spoon, the same size tablespoon, and we start to eat, everybody will be satisfied. But guess what? Some people will take more. Some people know how to dig. They will take more. Some people don't know how to eat. They will still take a little bit, but they will be satisfied because you know what? They were part of the rice. But you want them to cook. Stay in the kitchen. Don't eat. When they bring the food, you tell them, say, no, enough for you. They're food for only these people. Corruption. When, my people, when we will stand up to these people, you give them the power. You the one gave them the power. You can take it from them. You the one gave George Weah the power. The hardship in the country is start from the executive. The executive knows that the legislators are corrupt. That is why they allow the legislators to put in the budget what they want. Then the executive will say, okay, now they're not a salary. They got a salary every time they pay, they got a salary. But they hold back that little benefit. The day the legislators, the executive wants something, then they say, okay, you know what, we'll pay your money. And then they sign it. Because they corrupt. They broke. That when you steal, you can't make the money when you're not succeed. You can build, you do everything. Everything will just start going down. Look at Brandon Samuka. He used to sell liquor in Liberia. He got liquor's place. Since he left defense ministry, that whole thing broke down. For 12 years, Brandon Samuka was sending hard liquor to Liberia and distributed to all the hotels. Brandon Samuka was like a president. Do you know Brandon Samuka met President Weah and they wanted him to run on their ticket They wanted for Brandon Samoka to run on the CDC ticket for Lofa County. But then nobody talking about Joe Boakai, nobody saying anything. Joe Boakai just inside. He had a meeting with them. He gave them the assurance. Let me tell you today. And then he ended up going to Boakai. What Joshua is doing, he right? No. You said that Joshua. What the government is doing to Brandon Samoka is right? No. But in another sense, when you too corrupt, it catch up with you. After you now get all kinds of ghost name on the defense ministry list that they play he carry air. And Joshua government vowed that Brandon Samoka will not take seat. It is okay. No, the people of Lofa County need a senator. But at the end of the day, that is why I just found out why Ellen Johnson can't come out to talk about that money. That is why George Weah government paid some of the money back, because Brandon Samoka promised them he was going to run on the CDC tickets. But when you corrupt, it catch up with you. It catch up with you, not because you're from CPP. That is not what we settled for. 12 years as defense minister. Who authorized you to go into the people money? The people personal money. We shouldn't even back it, because it can't happen in America here. No manager will go into my 401k. Nobody. Will have my permission. So, you see what's going on? The Supreme Court said, yeah, Justin Nagbo said no. We almost going 6 months. Nobody can say nothing. The people from Lofa County, they get big mouth. They can demonstrate. They get big mouth. Let me tell you today. The people from Lofa County get big mouth. Do you know what they put in the army? They are very submissive. They are very respectful. They can fight. They get big mouth. We will take the street. We will go in the street. We will show president we are ourselves. That lie. The general Nigerian people. Lies. They get for nothing. They get educated people. They get big mouth. Rebel enter that country. They disappear. We still waiting for the protests. They get big mouth. You heard Mr. Boakai even fighting for Brandon Samoka. You heard Mr. Boakai criticizing Mr. President, saying you need to give this. Your top of leader now. Lofa County big. If the Lofa come outside, it will be problem. Big mouth people. You're stuck now. You open your mouth. Why up to now Brandon Samoka can take seat? All the mouth you get, why they can't take seat? Why? I'm not spoiling the CPP, but that's not what we settle for. That's not what we settle for. Because Brandon Samoka knows that he will never have or an appointment position anymore in government, because he has been exposed. The only place he can get it from will be under Boakai, not under Mr. Cummings. Not under Mr. Cummings. He knows that very well. He knows that very well. Because every one of them on the list that they think they will go after, but what they don't understand, Mr. Cummings is not there to go after you like that. Unless you are part of the rope that rope Hall Bush. Mr. Cummings, if he's president today, he will audit every section of a government. That was a good leader does. The lady who took over the vice president from Makafori when he died, she made sure they re-audited the government, went through everything. That is what decent people do. Instead of some little problems, people from Lofa County, what you're doing? That your senator now, we're not supposed to talk about it. We ain't got nothing to put inside. Y'all go and tell George Weah it going 6 months. Why you can't get your senator? Because your senator saw himself. He blundered. He met with the people. Y'all saw the picture when George Weah told him, in fact, he was fighting to get position in the government. Oh. He was fighting to get position in George Weah government. Yeah. He was fighting to get position there. He wanted to stay home. He wanted to get something, ambassador or something, police, something he wanted. People who know he say he corrupt. I got friends from the military, the new army. You know, remember 12 years, you got ghost name on the payroll. Somebody say that Ellie they won't be anything. And you say Ellie aware of the money. Why Ellie can't talk? Why Ellie can't talk? Eh? You're from Lofa County. Why you can't stand up? Yo, just be talking whole day. Big mouth. Big mouth. You go. Nobody say go disturb the government. But stand for your rights. When you will stand? When? When? The same corruption we're talking about. Waka went hold the man hand up in the air because they put in Lofa County law for your vote on tribal lands. You put in Lofa County, not all now, don't get me wrong. They got good Lofians who know that Mr. Bwaka is not the one. Plenty. Kisi, Bandi, Loma people. Nope. A lot of people say, no, it is over, man. We don't want the old man. We don't. The old man can never go back to Lofa County and get the same vote that he got last time. He can never get it. They're going to devour. He's not going to get our vote again. They only want to give George Weah the government at all. So now what's going to happen? You just want to give it to George Weah. They're praying for confusion. No confusion in the CPP. We just have to train our own. We just have to tell our own that corruption is not good. Stealing is not good. Like you're telling your children. You discipline your child in the house. That is what I'm doing right now. I discipline them. And guys, y'all come on board. The closest man that you can go to, that if you think you nobody, you'll be somebody, is Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is accessible. Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings, nobody know Mr. Cummings. Oh, that you're the one whole day you're singing a song. You're the one singing a song whole day. But we'll convince you gradually and we'll ask you to work with us. That we work together and make Liberia a better place for you and myself. For you myself, like I was watching the Costa show the other day, he explained a founding member of ANC. That's why I said, come home, Costa. Come home. Don't allow your ego. Come home. That's where you belong. It's not about family. Liberia is bigger than us, Henry. Liberia is bigger than us. We might have our differences, but I know you want a voice, but you can get your voice wherever you go. But if you get your voice on a Bwaka, you're going to get a lot of opposition. The same people who love you for your advocacy, that you challenge the government and do things, will go against you when it comes to election. I can promise you that. The same people that support you, that believe in you, that for a man to challenge a government and go to Liberia, that not everybody can do. So yes, you might have people who believe in you, they call you leader. They are member of the COP and whatsoever, but the COP is made out of a lot of independents, political party or whatsoever. The independent ones will stay. All the other political parties ones will leave. Right now, UP, LAP, ALP is all bodies. We are all bodies. Some of us will speak to you again when I answer. When I answer, Dara did not say, don't pick up my call. Yeah, I want nothing anyway. I supported Dara Dillon financially. Not 100, not 200, not 300. Because I wanted change. I don't owe him, he don't owe me. I never supported him for him to talk to me. For every time I spoke to Darius Dillon, I gave him an advice and tell him not to let the people down. But if Darius Dillon don't, if he see me tomorrow, he don't talk to me, I don't give a damn. He not putting nothing on my table. I can tell anybody that. I don't give a damn about it. I don't give a damn about it. I'm not against him. I still like him. He's still better than other senators. But do I like Darrell to be president like bro? No. He's not rep. Because we continue to make the same mistake that we think that because we get loud mouth. Do I like somebody to be president like bro? No. 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 But I never just said, oh, Dillon. Financially, not $100, not $200, not $300, not $400. Every one of them, I supported them financially. If that $1 that my sweat is not a stealing money, I support other fundraiser from Henry Costa whatsoever. If that 5 cents that my sweat, that's the cause. The support is not about the individual, it's the cause. It's the cause. That's what I support for. Anybody could be another Darrell Dillon, and I could do the same thing. And I owe no apology and I owe no regrets about it. It was my decision. It was not forced to do it. Nobody called me to do it, and I did it. It was my decision, and I will not regret it. So someone called me and said, oh my man, Darrell. I said, but I myself, Darrell don't pick up a call from me. He need to pick up a call from me? No. Is Darrell Dillon my friend? No, he's not my friend. It's not what I consider friends. Friend pick up calls, and you know, he's for political acquaintance. A political acquaintance. Yeah. Friend will call me. We'll talk. Suppose say Henry customer say we're friends. We're not friends. We're acquainted. We meet. We hello, this and that. He call me big brother. I call him small brother. But do Henry customer say we talk on the phone? No. Whoever spoke for more than 10 minutes, 20 minutes? No. Hello, what's up, man? Oh yeah, okay, bye. Political acquaintance. Because we got one thing in common, Liberia. We have our political differences, but Liberia is at the top of our differences. Liberia is at the top of our differences. So when somebody called me the other day and say, oh, my man Henry Costa will block you, I say, I reckon block me for what? We're not forcing. Even Prophet Key will not cost me. Somebody say, oh, my man Prophet will cost me. I'm not attacking him, but I know that what he's saying is lies. He been compromised. We know exactly the car that he got talking about was purchased by Mr. Ure. Mr. Ure is the dirtiest politician in the whole group. I know Henry will not like it, but he's the dirtiest politician. He think that people going after him, calling him JMB bag ball. At least they call him bag ball. I call him, say he's the how do you call him, say the union rep. He acting like a union rep. Yeah. That is where they mess up the whole CPP. But we said this thing, people never understood it. When you are a leader, you're very careful your decision and what you say. When you are a leader, we into a group and we came up with something. Let the common man talk. But when the leader come out and say, oh, I will support this other man, then you try to tell me, say, I don't belong there. But because I'm so honest, I say I can make it. We can change. I can change you guys. Then you won't come back. You even go the first round. You telling me I don't deserve it. Then why you allow us to go and make such an agreement? Oh, Mr. Cummings, you do deserve the presidency. The only thing we want from you, if you get small money, give it to us. The presidency is not for you, Mr. Cummings. You're a stranger. Nobody knows you. It's for men like Bwaka, Ure, or Yombly. We make the decision. You can't come here and can't spoil our chopping. Not because you got money. You know how we've been surviving here when you're not home. We've been stealing. Now you won't can stop it. How you think I got rich? You just come from nowhere. You won't come jump into it and stop everything like that. You just sort of act, play cool, and act like you're part of it. Because Mr. Cummings don't sit with them in the night after all the thing to hang out. He been married for so long. Mr. Cummings is not in the business of concubines, because he came from a system that when you in that position, you're cheating. Got to be very careful, because people will set you up that you will pay millions for, and the company will pay millions as a vice president. Then you want to talk about integrity. When you are honest, you don't honor mine, you won't suppress, you won't steal, you won't kill, you won't lie. If you have integrity, you respect your name, your family name. You don't want nobody telling you that you this and this and this and this. If you have empathy, you will put yourself in the shoe of another man. How that man managing with his children, he even working. How the children managing, what they eating in the night, what they do, they eat before they go to bed. The man go and sell whole day. She spend only 300, she got to come spend 400. How? Then you feel for them. What is our core values as a politician? Do you believe in human resources? Do you believe in humans? If you believe in the people, because Mr. Cummings say it every day. The last time I told Mr. Cummings, I want you to leave the CP, he said, Mooney, I believe in the Liberian people. Upon the coffee I drank, Mr. Cummings, I said, I was one of those who said you should leave. And he listen. He said, me tell you, after he spoke with the last address, he said, Munel, Mr. Kishen, I believe in the Liberian people. He said they are Liberians, they are not no other person, they're not from no other country. He said, if we go to the convention and they said, I am not the one they're looking for, I will live with it. I will live with it. I can tell anybody I will live with it for the rest of my life and go do my fellow trumpet work. But I believe in its people. They're just like you and myself. I will make my case. I say, wow. This man is not greedy. He never said he must. But because we don't know, that is why we're telling him, why you can't go, why you're playing B? You can go for vice president too. Oh, that's a good candidate, vice president. But you see, they want to tell us all that because you got PhD, you're supposed to be the leader. The leader is not always the bright, the smartest. But as a leader, you must have a vision. And how do they know your smartness? It's for who you bring around you. That is your smartness. That is your smartness. Liberia, we'll fight. Someday we want to give up. But we can't give up. We'll not give up on our brothers and sisters. We can't do that. We can't do that. No plans. Go look. You saw it. I just played. Adult education. Our older people. We got young children who were 10 years old when the war started. They were in first grade, second grade. After the 14 years, they turned what? 24 years old. They were only in third grade. No man, no power. How can we rehabilitate them in society? It's just to take them and throw them in? Do they need to go to a regular school? It will only take a man with that passion to go to a regular school. But can we put them in a commercial, a technical place? Yes. Do you need to know mathematics before you be a carpenter? No. They can do it. Carpenter, mechanic, you can train them. Practical. But you pay them. You gave them money and you keep the rest. They're there for 2 years. If that $10 of money they're getting, they eating free, they studying a lesson, take them to Bele Yala. Change the whole place, change the name. Change the name of the place. Redo it. Fix it nicely. Dormitory. Put a football field. Put a basketball court. On the other side, you get a big farm. Masonry, and anything they can do with their hands. After that, they work for government for a year, and you pay them little money. Take them to GSA. Like they will build all the furniture for the ministries. Our president of it will build it, fix it. We don't need to order for it anymore. The mechanics, assign them to every ministry have a mechanic. Send the other ones into public works. When they work after 1 year, if you want to employ them, fine, and they go to do their own business. You just rehabilitate them back in the society. But you can take a man from nowhere who been living in the street for the rest of your life and tell him, say, okay, can't go to school. He come with no food. He will sell the books and don't come back again. All these things are vision. All these things are plans. Is the government responsible for that? Yes. Can a citizen help? Yes. There are government programs. Like I told Zoga Wilson, and I sent him that text, and he will never look in my face and say I never did it. But some of them, when you do things, they think that you looking. Nobody looking for glory. Common sense is not common, my people. It's not common. I even mentioned about former players who in Liberia that never did anything. They only play football. Look at them. I went to Liberia. I saw some of them Friday Robert and in a papa. Talk to FIFA. Talk to LFA first. LFA call FIFA. FIFA will send a coach. And you ask all the former players. You recruit them from different counties. They should be residing in the counties. You go in Maryland, you recruit, you look for all the coaches that were there, all the ones who live in there. When you coach them, they will have the annual class C license. From there, you talk to the Minister of Education to make sure that all these people are employed and assigned to every public school first as coach, and some assisting PE something. And their responsibility is to build up the school team. Then from there, the Ministry of Youth and Sport will appoint county coaches. Head coach for Nima County, head coach for this. Their responsibility is to build the county team. It's not FIFA. It's not CAF or LFA. Because it's a county team. It's responsible by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Internal Affairs. But the technicians are LFA. Right there, you have created jobs for all the former players, and you are prepared to build a team. When county meet is coming on, the coach in Maryland, been training his players, looking for players, will bring his team from Maryland here. But today in Liberia, when they play the county meet, all the players coming from Monrovia or somewhere around, and they say they play for Maryland County. Yeah. So what are we looking for? We just want to talk. Like in Liberia, we deal with more theory than practical. And that's what Liberia need right now. We need hands-on, more practical things. Simple. But because of the stealing, they can't look at 1 million and put it down because of stealing. Oh, guys, I see you. I gotta go to bed. I'm not ready going to bed because I got something else to do again, and I think day already breaks it. So y'all have a good day and God bless you. Sleep sound and be safe tomorrow in the day. Drive safely. Understand that the next man that come in, they cannot drive too good. The life you save may be your own. Thank you. God bless you, and I love you very much. This is Mudal Kishen, aka the General. Bye for now.